Hello everybody, I'm back with a video where I tell you a scary story and do some sketching. So I've got some pencil crayons, I've got Sharpies, I've got ink, I've got this house that has oil pastels in it. Even though I don't know really how to use oil pastels, I might want to. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Pumpernickel's here for support. And I've got a fresh new sketchbook and a ghost pencil, so ready for that. And yeah, I'm just gonna get started. Okay, so this is a story I've been wanting to tell for a while. I had to switch pencils because my ghost one kept breaking, but this one's got spiders and bats and witches and stuff on it, witch hats on it. This is a story I've been wanting to tell for a while. And it takes place in 2012, and that's right when I had just graduated from the publishing program at Langara, which is in Vancouver, and my brother was living in New Zealand at the time, so we being my mom and I, decided to go and visit him. And yeah, so from where I live to New Zealand is like 36 hours or something to travel there. And then we spent a lot of time, we were there for probably just over 2 weeks. We spent a lot of time traveling around and doing fun things. And the main thing was that I was always sharing a bed with my mom, which is important to know. So it was like 10 days or something, and I'm sharing a bed, and I'm not someone who really loves sharing a bed, not very good at it. And we finally, like the second to last night, we finally found a place where I could have my own room. So there was 2 separate rooms, and then there was a loft upstairs. So it was like and it had like a kitchen and things like that. So it was like a full suite, I guess. And the first night we're staying there, I noticed that maybe the carpet's a little bit dirty. Like, you know, when you could feel kind of like the bits through your socks. And it's just kind of things like that. We're like, oh, it's a little bit weird, but you don't really think about it that much. Okay, whatever. And I go to bed that night. I'm very, very excited. I'd been reading Outlander. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited to go to bed. My own bed, my own little room, and read, and then hopefully have a lovely sleep. Well, that did not happen. So I'm reading, and I'm about to turn the light off, and I get this gut feeling like if I turn the light off, something bad is going to happen. I feel like something's gonna get me. And in my mind's eye, I pictured these creatures. And they're kind of like if those weird seaweed people, like the people that Ursula in The Little Mermaid, the mermaids she turns into like those weird seaweed creatures. They kind of look like that, but they're red. They're like bright red. So they're like, I don't know, like weird, goobly, gobbly guys. And I could see them in my mind's eye. I can't actually see them like there, but I can see them in my head. And yeah, like if I turn the light off, something bad's gonna happen. So I basically spend the night trying to read and trying to. I just can't go to sleep, so I'm not gonna. And I ended up, Googling the place that we were staying, and I was like, I wonder if anybody else has like experienced this before. And I look at the reviews, and there are a few people who have posted saying that they felt weird there. They didn't like it. So I basically just kind of intermittently read until the sun comes up, and then and that's when I go to sleep, when I sleep for a few hours. And I tell my mom in the morning, and she's like, why don't you just like come into my room and sleep there? And I was like, that just wasn't gonna happen. I wasn't spent too many days in a row sharing a bed. I wasn't gonna do that. I was too stubborn. And she was like, okay. So that night, the next night, my brother decides to stay with us because it's our last night in New Zealand. And I told him about this. I told him what happened. And he's like, okay. Like, I don't know if maybe he believes me, maybe he doesn't, whatever. It's fine. And so that night I decide to sleep in the loft, and share the space with my brother. So there's like three twin beds up there, and my brother's sleeping in one, and I take the one that is the farthest, like right up against the wall. It's like the farthest away from the stairs. I'm taking the coziest, the safest one, and I go to sleep. I'm fine. I probably read a few chapters of Outlander, and then I went to sleep, like no problem. And we get up in the morning, and my brother's like, so when I was trying to go to sleep last night, he's like, I was starting to fall asleep, and I closed my eyes, and then I opened them, and I saw this hooded figure. And I was like, oh my God, what did you do? He says, oh, I just closed my eyes and I rolled over. And I was like, oh, okay. Typical. And then he says, when I opened my eyes again later, the hooded figure was closer to me. And I was like, oh my God. Then what did you do? He's like, well, I just went back to sleep. I was like, okay, cool, fair, that you can just do that. That's super fun and casual. So then he says, and then I had to get up to go pee in the middle of the night. And I was like, oh, okay. And he says, so you had to go down the stairs and then down this little hallway, and the bathroom was on the right, and then the bedroom that I stayed in that first night was at the end of the little hall. And he says, I go to the bathroom, I get a really bad feeling. I was like, oh. And he's like, the door to the bedroom was open. I guess I had just left it open. He said, I just had a really bad feeling, so I just went to the bathroom quickly. Hi, Winston. He's like, I peed real quickly, and I just like ran back up the stairs, went to sleep. I was like, oh, that's it? Okay. But so yeah, I really think that place had something going on there. I don't know what it could have been. It wasn't like anything I'd ever even seen in a horror movie or anything like that. It was like, yeah, it wasn't like my mind took it from a movie and was like, this is the thing. I'm trying to draw it right now, but I don't even know if that's really accurate. Because there was like a whole bunch of these little guys. Whole bunch of them. Just all around the bed. And, yeah, so between what I experienced and what my brother said he experienced, as I was leaving that hotel to come back here, to come back to Canada, I said, as I was leaving out the door, I said, do not follow me. And it's been fine ever since, but what happened to me is like literally never left me. I think about it, well, not all the time, but every once in a while it comes into my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was something. That was something really strange, very weird, and yeah, I mean, I wonder if anyone else has experienced something like that. I used to, when I was younger, I would have dreams that these red and blue creatures, kind of like this, I guess, were would hit a button on my bed and it would start lowering into the ground, and I would be like dragged to hell, basically. Um, so I don't know if it was something like that. I've never really heard of anything like that before, and it creeps me out to this day. Um, yeah, so I thought I would do a lot more drawing, but here we are. The story didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, Winston. um, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, maybe I'll do another one sometime. I really want to like outline this guy in red as well. Maybe you guys can send me your stories. I'll put an email in the description that you could send a story to. I love scary stories. I love reading them. I love horror movies. So maybe that could be a fun thing to continue doing. Yes. Let's see. Let's finish this guy up. I don't know. What material would this guy have been made of? Because he wasn't like fuzzy. Those guys were like, they were like, I don't know if they were slimy. Maybe they were like a snake. You know, where you think it's going to be slimy, but they're really not. I love this really weird little drawing that I've done. This one. Oh, so does Winston. What are you doing, bud? There we go. Hope I haven't lost you guys. Here we go. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, I mean, leave me a comment with something scary that's happened to you. If something similar has happened to you, especially, I'd love to like gather more of those stories. Yeah. Happy Halloween. Bye.